so many life lessons that come from sport. It's a shame that coaches, parents don't leverage those experiences to teach life lessons, to help make connections with the athlete that this you shall see again in the form of life. Coach Smith, winningedgeskills.com. Another gorgeous fall day. Look at this. Here with my buddy Gus. Getting some exercise. What more could a person want than to be outside communing with Mother Nature, enriching their soul, clearing their mind? These thoughts come to me and I just want to grab my phone and record them, talk to you. I want you to go buy my book, The Winning Edge Way, How to Be a Three-Dimensional Competitor. The website for that is 3dcompetitor.com. 3dcompetitor.com. Send you out a personalized, signed copy. Includes a bookmark, a wristband, and you'll get a weekly newsletter from me with tips on becoming the best version of you. How to lead yourself, how to lead others, how to be a champion, how to be a winner. The book I wrote, feel like I have so much to share. I was an athlete growing up. I was a Division I athlete in college. Played football at Bowling Green. I was a quarterback. But I also raised a Division I athlete. Been a high school coach. And I've run my quarterback academy now for 7 years, going into my 8th year. So I work with athletes regularly and I consult with a lot of parents. You can imagine the quarterback parent. They're pretty intense parent, wanting their kids to succeed at that position. Certifications, certified partner and trainer with the John Maxwell organization, one of the leading leadership organizations of the world. John Maxwell's written over 80 books, published in over 70 languages on leadership. #1 leadership author in the world. Tremendous organization to be involved with. Tremendous training. Very well equipped from a leadership standpoint. I've studied it all my life. I've always been a fan of leadership. I've held some leadership positions in business. I've enjoyed it, been intrigued by it. It's a vast subject. You can't just go to a seminar or read a book and think you're going to be a leader. It's a evolving process that takes a lot of time because it's so vast. But I love talking about it. I love teaching it. I'm also a certified partner with the Positive Coaching Alliance. Tremendous organization on teaching athletes and parents and coaches how to be a positive coach, how to be a positive parent, how to squeeze as much juice out of the athletic experience as you can in a positive way to create an experience for a child or an athlete that can transform their life. That's the goal of sports, because sports comes to an end, is to have fun, but also let the sport transform you. What does that mean? Well, there's so many life lessons that come from sport. It's a shame that coaches, parents don't leverage those experiences to teach life lessons, to help make connections with the athlete that this you shall see again in the form of life. Look at these colors. It's not the Northeast, but I'm here in North Carolina, but our season's short. But it's not bad. I love it. So sports can be transformational. That's what's beautiful about it. It can set you up for success in the game of life. My book, 3D Competitor. So it's basically how to elevate on 3 levels. The first dimension, 3 dimensions. The first dimension is how to elevate yourself. So we talk about personal growth strategies, mindset strategies, how to lead yourself. What is success? What does it look like? How long does it take to obtain it? What's the mindsets required? What are some hacks and some strategies and mental strategies to help you succeed now, become the best version of yourself. We get into growth mindset issues versus fixed mindset issues. We get into all kinds of strategies. The second dimension is how to lead others. I go a lot of depth here. Specific strategies on what leadership is, why it's important, and how to go about doing it. Talk about, first of all, the law of the lid, according to John Maxwell. In his book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, he contends there's laws of leadership just like there's laws of nature, laws of science, there's laws of leadership. Well, his first law is my favorite. It's called the law of the lid, if you think of it like a lid on a cup. The lid is leadership. The cup is success. So imagine that leadership acts as a lid on your success. In other words, if you want to raise your success as an organization, you have to raise your leadership. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, if your leadership is at a 5 of your organization, well, your success will never exceed that. Probably bounce around at a 3, 4, or 5, but it won't exceed that, at least not for any consistent basis. If you want to raise your success to a 9 or a 10, then you need to first raise your leadership to a 9 or 10. Okay? Success will never exceed the level of your leadership. So leadership's important. Everything rises and falls on leadership. We see it in sports all the time. You know, sports organizations hire people based on their skills, based on their knowledge of the game. Oh, this guy's a great offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, this coordinator. This person really knows the X's and O's of basketball or whatever the sport is, doesn't matter. They hire that person as the new head coach to lead the organization, and of course, they're not successful. It's not because of their lack of knowledge of the game, it's because of their lack of knowledge of leadership, their lack of soft skills, able to engage with people and lead people, inspire people, get in their heart, build trust, build relationship. Those things are lacking, and they fail miserably when it comes to the leadership component, so of course they're not successful. So as an athlete, if you want to be a leader, a team leader, you know, coaches will say, hey, you senior captains or you quarterback or you point guard or whatever your position is, be a leader, lead this team. But they don't teach how. They don't teach how. Coach Smith, in his book, 3dcompetitor.com is where you go get it. He teaches you how, give you strategies immediately on how to elevate people around you. Let me give you an idea right now. First thing you need to do, I talk about the 4 C's of leadership. It's just one component of what I teach. The 4 C's of leadership. If you think of each C is like a rung on a ladder. You're going to climb the ladder. And the bottom rung is the first C. It's the first requirement. And it's character. It stands for character. Come on, Gus. Well, character is who you are when no one's watching. Character is who you are when, you know, I say character. You want to know somebody's true character, observe them during times of stress. That reveals character. Character is who you are when nobody's watching. It's how you lead yourself. It's living in alignment with your values, things that are most important to you. Living an aligned life, that's character. There's moral character and there's performance character, 2 different things. Moral character is, you know, your virtues like honesty, respect, integrity, kindness, trustworthiness. That's moral character. Performance character is getting up at 5 a.m. to do your workouts. Performance character is giving 100% while you're at your workouts. That's performance character. But number 1, you have to have character. You have to build trust with people. If people don't trust you, your leadership journey just ended. It stops right there. No one's going to follow a person, especially an athlete, if they don't trust them, because an athlete doesn't have authority over the other person. So an athlete, you can't kick a kid off the team. You can't punish them. You can't bench them. Not as an athlete. You can't do that to your teammates. Coach can. Coach has a little authority to work with, but athletes don't. So you need to inspire them. You need to have your teammates follow you because they're inspired to, out of conviction. out of conviction. That means because they want to, not out of compliance, which means they have to. Okay, now a coach or a person who's in a leadership position, they can have people follow them out of compliance because someone has to follow them. But they're not going to get their best. They're not going to get the person's best. They're going to get a lesser version, and they won't get full engagement, so they won't have ultimate success. So all leaders really need to have people follow them out of conviction because people are inspired and want to. And that starts with building trust. It takes a long time to build trust. You can ruin it overnight. That's how it begins. I talk about how to build trust in the book. Next C is a big one, and that's called connection. Connection. You got to build a relationship with someone. To build a relationship, you have to deepen the relationships with your teammates. You got to really take time to get to know them. And I teach an acronym that's Ford, F-O-R-D, like the vehicle, like the car company, Ford. Well, F stands for family. So what you do is you sit down with a teammate at lunch or when you have idle time with them, maybe on a trip or on a bus or in the locker room, whatever. And you ask them about their family. Hey man, where you from? How long you lived here? What your mom and dad do? You got brothers and sisters? What are they into? And you're just asking general questions about the person's family and where they're from. And then you can transition, if the conversation permits, into, other activities. Other activities. So what other sports are you involved in? You play baseball? Why? What do you like better? Basketball or baseball? What do you like? What position do you play? How long have you been playing that? Tell me about that. That's interesting. And you're just asking, you stay in a place of curiosity. Stay curious. Almost act like you're writing a research paper on the person. You got to know as much about them as you can get. You're not telling them about yourself. You're just actively listening, and you're I call it pulling on threads. Oh, you're on the golf team? Oh, that's interesting. Tell me, who's your favorite golfer? Professional golfer. Why? Is there really a difference in golf balls? What kind of golf ball do you use? Why? And you can talk about golf balls for an hour. Okay, so I call it pulling on threads. Pull on those threads. Stay curious. That may be as far as you get. You may not even get to O. You may stay on S, family, the whole time. Okay, but if you keep going, R stands for recreation. So when you're not playing sports in school, what do you like to do? Video games, hunting and fishing. What's up? Oh, you like to fish? What kind of fishing? And now we're talking about fishing. Okay, spend a lot of time on recreation. D, dreams and desires. So what do you want to do after high school? What do you want to do after college? What's your dreams? What do you plan on going to college? What do you want to study? Where do you want to live? Have you thought about that? Okay, we're just asking questions. Ford, F-O-R-D, family, other activities, recreation, dreams, and desires. Give you an opportunity to deepen those relationships with your teammates. You don't know them like you think you do. You don't. And people are lonely. We live in a high-tech world. Everybody's walking around like zombies on their cell phones. They're sleepwalking through life. They don't have any, they're not making deep connections with people. You got to make those deep connections with teammates if you want to lead them. So that's just a simple strategy. Okay, so the four C's. The first C is character, building trust. Second C is connection, building relationship. And then the third C is competency. This is where they see you making plays on the field or on the court, or in your performance, whatever you're doing. You're able to demonstrate your competency. People, you cannot really lead people until they see your competency. Okay, so that's a requirement for leadership. Now, if you're not starting, I get asked, hey, what if I'm not starting? I'm not the starting quarterback. I'm a backup. I'm not playing, or I'm an underclassman and not really playing much. Well, you can work on your leadership journey. You can make connections with teammates. You can build trust. You can put yourself in a position to lead. So when you get the opportunity to demonstrate your competency, you're that much further ahead. But yes, you have to be able to demonstrate your competency in the field that you're in. And then the final C where we spend a lot of time is construction. This is helping other people around you get better. There's very specific strategies I get into in the book on how to help other people get better. So construction, that's what great leaders do. They help other people win. They help other people succeed. They help other people get better. But you have to build trust first. You have to make a connection first. You have to just demonstrate your competency first. You got to do those three things first. You got to climb those 3 rungs on the ladder first before people will open up and allow you to help them get better. So I get into all that stuff in my book, very specific strategies that you can apply immediately. And it's $23.95. There's so much in it. If you can't spend $23.95 on strategies to help yourself get better, help your teammates get better, and then the third dimension is how to make the game better. Yes, there are strategies to leave the game in a better place than you found it. That's called leaving a legacy. So you'll be remembered long after you're gone from the sport. So how to lead on 3 dimensions. 3dcompetitor.com, numeral 3dcompetitor.com. And reach out to me if I can help you with mental performance training so you can win the mental game, the 6 inches between your ears. Your mind can be your largest weapon or your smallest prison. I say this when it comes to sports. You do not have to be incarcerated to be in prison. Many athletes, many people in general are incarcerated. It means they're shackled. They're locked up in their minds. Set yourself free. Set your abilities free so that you can perform at full speed with a clear mind, a confident mind, achieve your goals, be the best version of yourself. Coach Smith, winningedgeskills.com. Over and out.